you really believe in the power of positivity and manifestation. And I know from doing some, following you, that when you set out on your journey, you had a vision board for yourself. Do you think
Yeah.
that's important for people? Do you still have one? Do you still go by that mentality?
I don't have the actual board because in my mind, now it's about maintaining. I accomplished the entire board, like literally from A to Z. The board is all checked off, right? So although I still have the board, I don't go to it for vision. I go to it to humble me, right? But now it's all about maintaining the board, making sure that the visions of the board don't fall off. Of course, it's hard to get there, but it's harder to maintain. I can tell you that.
Right.
And I think that people should use any sort of positive influence that helps them. I'll tell you what I don't like to see is people who have a vision board because they read it, that it's good in a book. You have to have a vision board because you know that this, if you use it as a tool, not as artwork, right? That's why it's so important not to bullshit yourself, because bullshitting yourself is a habit, right? You buy the book that you never read. No, I don't believe, and I say this with absolute respect, I know books change lives and movies change lives and motivational speakers change lives, all that shit. But man, you already know it. You already know what to do. You just have to apply it and apply it consistently.
Right.
No one can teach you consistency and no one can teach you discipline. Those are the two things that are going to get you where you need to go, whether it be physical, weight loss, weight gain, strength, whatever it be. Consistency, discipline, whether it be money, consistency, discipline, a good relationship, a healthy relationship. You can't wake up and stop giving a shit about your relationship one day. You have to consistently, be a good partner, right? Be disciplined, all these things. It's an everyday thing. And once you lack either of those things, you realize you have to accept the fact that your mission is not that important to you. It's more, people take on more hobbies than missions, I found.
So one of the things on your vision board that you were talking about earlier was to go on Ellen, and you made that happen, or it happened for you because so many people kept contacting her and saying, Lee Asher should be on your show. Tell me about what it was like to be on Ellen.
It was a cool experience. I respectful to her. I don't think I would do it again. I never said that before, but I think I did it, and I don't see myself doing it again.
So she's seen as like the queen of mean now for a little bit. Did she treat you like that, or did you feel honored being there?
No, she was very nice to me. And I can't comment on her work environment because, from my experience, whatever I would have to say would be fabricated. They don't give you enough. You're in a room by yourself. You're watching Ellen on the screen. And then they say, okay, now you're on Ellen, so I could not comment on that, but
it must have helped you and gave you a lot of visibility. No,
I thought it was going to be more. To me, what the best part about being on Ellen was? It said, okay, you see, you could do it.
Right, you've made it. It's just something to check off on your list. It's a guide to follow.
I never, even today, I don't feel like I've made it, which I think because it happened to me later in my career. Success didn't happen to me until my 30s. So I never felt like I made it. I know how hard it is. But when I made it on Ellen, it was like one of the further things down before a sanctuary. It was like the 8th thing on my list to accomplish. And when I made it, I said, wow, you're about to almost check everything off. You have like 2 or 3 more things to check off, which I gave myself like 5 years to do, which, because of COVID, I did it a lot shorter. But that to me was like, you are on the right path, Lee. Goodness always prevails. You've made mistakes, you have regrets in your business, but you kept doing the right thing. And that's something that really the Ellen Show taught me. Like, I kept doing the right thing and I was able to get on that show. And that was really a beautiful, like, stay on this direction type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. So talk to us now. So you started in Florida, you get in an RV, you start driving across country. Did you know you were going towards Oregon, or did
No,
you
no,
end up?
I didn't. I started in Cal, so I grew up in Florida,
Oh, okay.
but I grew up in Florida. But with that job I told you about, it would require me to live in a different city and state every 3 to 4 months. So I hadn't been back to Florida in quite some time, and still today I haven't been back to Florida in years. So I haven't been back to Florida in a while, and I was living in California at the time. And the reason I decided to do the RV thing is because Instagram Live had just came out.
Mhm.
It was brand new, and I was doing a live every few days, and everyone was saying, I would love to meet your dogs. Come, if you could, this shelter needs your help. This shelter needs your help. This shelter needs your help. And I thought to myself, how the hell can I, I want to give the people what they want. I didn't have many followers. I had like maybe 15,000, 20,000, which at the time I thought was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And I was doing a lot of my work in my friend's RV, and my friend Luke's RV. So I said, as a joke, maybe I could fix this and come meet everybody. And as soon as I said that, I felt like this energy to my, like you can't, it's just like this sign, this idea, this is it. And all of a sudden I said, what am I, wait, on the live. I was like, wait, maybe I could really do this. This is such a good idea. And that's when it started coming together, and I went we got the RV, which was like this beautiful experience because I couldn't afford it. So I had a Kickstarter, and we raised $40,000, and I bought this RV, and I left. And I remember leaving California, and I remember thinking to it was supposed to be a 3-month trip. So I didn't think that this was going to be a new start to my career. I thought it was just going to be a step. And I remember looking back in the RV, seeing the dogs behind me. And I said, this is it. This is not going to be it. This isn't the next step. This is the next chapter.
Right.
And I ended up traveling around the country started with 7 dogs, then 9 dogs, then 11 dogs. And we went all around. We went every single state, even all the way to Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow.
Yep. And it was such an experience. And we got so many dogs adopted and met so many of our followers and fans. And it was just this crazy experience. It's living in the RV that really founded and built and shaped who I am today, and started this next chapter of my life, because it was living in the RV when COVID happened and I couldn't travel anymore. Mm-hmm. Right. So I was stuck for a moment until I said, no, this is happening for me, not to me. Mm-hmm. And I said, if I can't travel in an RV, I need to still impact the world. I need to still inspire people and still rescue animals. What can I do? And the idea for the animal shelter was very, very soon after that whole thought process. But throughout my travels, Rachel, at one time when I was camping in Oregon in the RV. I was camping in Oregon, and it wasn't in the winter. it was in the summer, and I was like speechless. I couldn't believe the way how vibrant everything is, how green. The amount of land and trees. I said the coast. Have you ever been to the Oregon coast?
I have not. No.
It's you can't explain it. To me, it's the most beautiful place, and like seriously, like in all of the U.S.